Hey guys, what's up? I'm just gonna be... Give me 1 second here. So we're gonna talk about this. Okay, so we have something to talk about here really quick. Let me just... anybody that wants to join... Let me just make sure this is up. Yeah, there's so much you have to do now, guys. Like, it's insane. I'd like to spend 10 minutes. This is why I put a starting student screen up, because like if you have to click this screen, click out of this shit, and onto this shit, and onto the next shit. Anyway, so right away, we want to be talking about Snake Eater, guys. We have an article to talk about today. Snake Eater robbed. So this article says Snake Eater robbed. Remake is robbing us of new David Hayter performance. So let's talk about this, guys, and how I feel about this. The reason I want to talk about this is because... Why does that say that? That's not right. Yeah. The reason I want to talk about this is because this is... Metal Gear Solid was one of my favorite games of all time, if not my favorite game of all time. So it's the sort of thing where I have a lot to say in the matter, but I just wanted to do one really quick stream here and talk about it really quick with you guys. And, you know, anybody that would want to join or anything like that, we can have, you know, quick discussions. But I wanted to talk about this article and what people are saying and stuff like that on this subject and all of that really quick. So let's talk about this article. The Snake Eater remake is robbing us of a new David Hayter performance. Why are we saying this? The reason that we're saying this, the reason I'm not saying this, but the reason a lot of people are saying this, I think, is because we love David Hayter. We love him. He is Solid Snake. He isn't any other real version of Snake. He is that Solid Snake that we all know and love from the original Metal Gear Solid game. He voiced him also in the second one, and then Snake Eater. This is Solid Snake. Now, if you guys are familiar, for those of you who played Metal Gear Solid 5, this is not Solid Snake. That was not his. It was all one story, but you have to realize that there's a lot of story here, guys. For those of you who don't know, I don't want to spoil too much, but we're talking about cloning, guys. We're talking about clones, nanomachines, things like that, like biotech, basically. So there are many versions of Snake, and Solid Snake was the one that a lot of people fell in love with because David Hayter voiced him and did a good fucking job. So this is why everybody's so attached to him. I personally think, you know, if there's ever a live action, Carl Urban's a great fit. I think Carl Urban would be a phenomenal Solid Snake. But I agree, David Hayter would absolutely be a good, you know, come back to voice him and do the new one. But I want to see what he has to say about this, robbing us of new David Hayter performance. I want to see what he has to say about this, talk a little bit about this. Let's go. It appears Konami will not be recording new dialogue for the upcoming Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater remake. This baffles me and surfaces a lot of questions about Delta and exactly how it will differ from the original game. Given it will use the same delivery and cadence, from its cutscenes and dialogue, I can't imagine it can push the boat out. I don't know about that, guys. I don't know about that. I want to talk a little bit more about this, but let's keep going. This was my assumption when early screenshots revealed 2 which seemed to tease a gorgeous selection of stunning yet familiar locations with mostly unchanging level design. Okay, so this is what he's talking about. He's talking about seeing screenshots with level design that haven't really changed from what we saw before. So anyway, let's keep going here. And blah 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 blah. This wasn't my assumption, blah, blah, blah. Yep. If all the voice lines, NPCs included, are being kept, this remake will be faithful, will be more faithful than we're expecting. A double-edged sword, given original creator Hideo Kojima is no longer in the picture, and its arrival will only serve to bring back memories of his Konami departure. This is, I think, what a lot of people are focusing on. And this is what I wanted to talk about briefly, is I think we're focusing way, way, way too much on the fact that, you know, Kojima is not going to have anything to do with this. I think we're focusing way too much on that. Now, I do know that a lot of people, you know, it's the sort of thing where they felt a certain way about, you know, moving forward with the projects after Kojima left and all of that. And, you know, people, just the fan base in general felt a certain way about, you know, the projects moving forward with when Kojima left. But they went ahead and did it anyway. And I think a lot of people feel a certain way with the way they're sitting now on this, how they feel about buying this game moving forward with it. You know, sort of, are we not including them because we don't want to include anything having to do with Kojima, or are we not including them because we don't want to pay them, or are we not including them because we don't think it's going to be that good, or we're just kind of copying and pasting, trying to make money on a new audience? And I think that's what he's trying to say with this article. I think that is what this guy's trying to say. Jade King, I don't know who that is. I think that's what we're trying to say here with this new article, is just basically that, you know, it seems like a copy and paste scenario where people are worried about, you know, this thing being, you know, possibly... Why is chat being so weird, guys? I was noticing that yesterday. Someone was saying that chat was being weird. You know, if YouTube isn't allowing, you know what I mean, like, that's just it. This is why I never used HTML5 chat to begin with, because it always had these problems. Like, I see people are trying to chat and stuff, and then it's like not even coming through, right? Yeah, like, this is why I never used HTML5 chat. XSplit says it works, and flat out it doesn't. Or YouTube is flat out filtering my chat and censoring it and stuff. I know, Suffice to Say was in chat yesterday saying basically he had to type messages 2-3 times, and that they were censoring it and stuff. Like, that's pretty messed up. And honestly, it's really messed up that YouTube's doing that instead of actually fixing their shit, because this is because of the Fortnite thing. You guys know that's what this is. People were going in chat, and I couldn't see some of the messages, and then they were just getting auto-deleted by YouTube. So now they're just filtering all of chat. Yeah. YouTube, you gotta fix your shit, man. Like, my chat's not even working at all now. Now you're just shutting it down entirely, so you gotta fix your shit. But anyway, let's move on with this, guys. Keeping dialogue intact works when it comes to more recent games being remade or remastered, like The Last of Us. But by the time Snake Eater launches, 2 decades will have passed and will be greeted by archaic writing with every charm and flaw perfectly preserved. Yes, but my thing is, like, we don't want copy and paste, right? So the game has to be good. Like, you can... That's where I'm at. You can do this with the dialogue. You can bring back the old dialogue. You can bring back the old voices and stuff. You can copy and paste that. But I want to hear... I want to hear, you know, maybe remastered, at least, you know, better, you know, audio. You know, you can run the voices through some filters, you know, clean them up better. You know, I at least want to know that you're improving upon that performance if you're going to do that. My thing though is with David Hayter. Is this? Are we even asking for this? Does he even want to do it? It's the sort of thing where, do we really want to go that route with this, or do we want to just maybe wait and see if they're possibly seeing how the success of this goes, and then considering a reboot franchise with David Hayter? Wouldn't that make sense? You know what I'm saying, guys? Wouldn't that make sense, since Hideo Kojima left and they own the rights now? Wouldn't it make sense to see how they can make money off this game now, in a market currently with the most successful title in the series, as a remake, exactly the way it was? I think that's what they're doing. And like, if this does really well and they don't suck at releasing it and it's good, we could possibly see something, maybe with David Hayter in the future, where he comes back, they bring him back for a different project or something like that. Obviously we had an end to Solid Snake story in Metal Gear Solid 4. That was a definitive end. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. I think that was a definitive end. And it was a good one. But it would be cool to revisit maybe the first one in a full remake form with David Hayter and all that. I don't know. We'll see. But moving on. Yeah, this means legends like David Hayter will return, but only as a recording of a performance that will already be available due to an upcoming Legacy Collection, which will house Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 later this year. Yeah, so that's what we were talking about, guys, is Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 is coming out in a Volume 1 collection, I think they said, all together. I guess after Snake Eater. They're certainly implying it's after. Is the remake simply a case of fancier visuals and not much else? If so, what exactly is the point of Konami bringing Snake Eater back in the first place? Because we can't play it! That's why. Do you guys understand that, like, I have wanted to play even a single fucking version of Metal Gear at all? I can't play it. I haven't been able to play Metal Gear. I am a huge fucking fan of the Metal Gear Solid franchise. And I love Hideo Kojima, but I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest here. As much as I love Hideo Kojima, I flat out cannot play his product. I can't play his game because PlayStation has always had some sort of exclusivity and bullshit like that. So if I want to go play a Sony game or something like that, a lot of times I need a very updated product, like a PS5 or something like that. Don't have a PS5. And I have to have, the Metal Gear Solid collections, the physical copy or something like that. Because, it shows up at random times in the store and disappears. And it's, you know what I mean? Like, Metal Gear Solid has always had some really weird thing where you can't buy it. I'm not even joking about that. I remember when 4 came out and it had sold so well, I was like, oh man, I really have to get this game. And I tried to find it anywhere, like, because I just didn't have the money when it first came out, because it came out, with the bundle, with the PS3s and stuff. And I was like, oh man, I really want to get this game, but I didn't have enough money. So I had to wait like a week or something like that. Sold the fuck out. Everywhere I went, I tried so hard to get the game. So I had to keep borrowing it from a friend of mine just to play it. And then when I wanted to buy it years later, still the same thing. So people really hoard this shit. They love it to death. That's why I can't fucking play it. If I want to play this game, I am forced to buy some sort of digital copy that will probably break for me and become useless once I switch systems, because that's how PlayStation's always been. As soon as I move to as soon as I upgrade, my last account's useless, all of my games are gone, and I have to create a new one because the account transfer has never fucking worked. Literally never. I don't care what anybody says. It literally has never worked for me. The entire time I have used my PlayStations, I have never successfully transferred my digital games that I have purchased with real fucking money, spent hundreds of dollars on, and transferred them to another account. Never, ever in my entire life have I had that work. So, I have all these games probably sitting around on old accounts that I can never play. like Metal Gear Solid games, and they've bought in the past on PlayStation 3 that I can no longer play because my account, I can't log in. You can't, there's no services anymore. You can't use that anymore. So like my digital games worked for the most part on my PlayStation 3. Like I have Castlevania Symphony of the Night and stuff like that. That works. But like anything that requires patching and stuff, forget about it. Like a lot of that stuff doesn't function anymore. So this is why, guys. This is why I want this. I want this because I just want to play the game again. And yeah, I think that'd be really cool to play it, you know, with new visuals and updated resolution and stuff like that. Snake Eater looked great even at the time. So even if you just update the resolution, oh man, this game's gonna look good. I think honestly, I think people are gonna be really surprised, even if it's just a copy and paste. But I don't want that. I mean, what would be the difference? You know what I mean? Like they're saying right here, Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. So if you're gonna do 3 here, what would be the difference of saying this is a full-on remake of Snake Eater, but we're copying and pasting? Well, what would be the difference then? There really wouldn't be. So I don't think they're gonna do that. I think it's gonna have lots of settings. It's gonna look nice. Yeah, fancier visuals. Not much else. The game was a solid. I don't know. I considered it a 10. I thought it was a 10. My thing is, I've heard this a lot. What do we consider 10s? What's a 10 out of 10 game? Here's, in my opinion, if a 10 out of 10 game is something that, because that's just it. Like a lot of, it's the sort of thing where we get to 9, and it's like, well, what's perfect? No, 10 doesn't mean perfect. We know this because there is no such thing. So why would that be your 10? No, perfection is just you don't obtain it. So why is that your 10? No, 10 needs to be something obtainable. So make it something measurable. 10 is basically that game where if it's so good, I talk about it with all of my friends. I can't stop talking about it, and then I talk about it so much. Like there's so much content in that game that I'm like, yeah, I gotta go home and play it now. I gotta go home and play it. That you keep coming back and playing it over and over and over for years and years and years. That's 10 out of 10 game. This is how this works. So in my opinion, I think chat might be working now, guys. I think it's back. In my opinion, that's how we get that 10 out of 10. And in my opinion, Snake Eater did do that for us. So like that's where like I'll come back to the game over and over and I talk about it and I'm like, this is such a good game. Snake Eater was so good. 10 out of 10. I can come back to it and have endless fun, and I don't care what anybody else says because I love it. So that's in my opinion a 10 out of 10 game, and that's what this was. And yeah, let's just keep going. Hayter provided the voice for Solid Snake and Big Boss from the original Metal Gear Solid in 1998 until the release of Peace Walker in 2010 was controversially removed from the role in favor of Kiefer Sutherland. Yeah, I guess there's still an issue with chat. I don't know why, guys. Really fucking annoying. Was controversially removed from the role in favor of Kiefer Sutherland in The Phantom Pain. Konami clearly wanted a bigger name, and Kojima loves rubbing shoulders with famous actors, so this was likely a business move as much as it was a creative one. So, yeah, guys, if you remember, I think, wasn't that right when he was retiring from 24, right? So I think, or like, it was like the final season or something. I don't know. Like, I remember, like, there was a lot of... Kiefer Sutherland was like huge at the time, and so yeah, it really seemed like that. It really did seem sort of backhanded, exactly like that. So that's where I think a lot of people are coming from is we want David Hayter back. Now my thing is David Hayter did do the other voices before, so like that's just it. Is they try to use the justification that, oh, well, he was doing it because it's a different Snake. You know, it's Solidus Snake, not Solid Snake. And that makes sense, but that's a cop-out. That's what they know that. They're just picking that because it's an easy way to excuse why they did it. They did it for exactly what this is saying. He's right. So, I mean, I understand where people are coming from. I would love to see David Hayter come back for that reason too. But I mean, let's not bring up all this shit from like the past and talk about all that and get all worked up about it. Because my thing is like you really don't need to. You really don't need to bring up all the stuff from the past surrounding Kojima and all that. Just, you know, talk about the now. Talk about the stuff from now. You know, because all that stuff. I mean, 2010, like 13 years into the future, like a lot of that stuff. Probably some of those people, a lot of those people aren't around in those companies anymore. Like you have to realize things are a little bit different. So, it might not go down the same way. Anyway, in their eyes, Hayter is the one and only solid Snake, and puts his everything into a role that has come to define him both within the game and outside the game. Petitions demand he get another chance with the ousting of Kojima and apparent death of all things Metal Gear. We accepted that the series was never coming back. This is not true. I never accepted that. You are putting words in my mouth. We? Who's this we? I never said that. I never accepted it. I want it to come back. I'm fine with this. Don't put words in fans' mouths thinking you speak for all of us fans. No. Absolutely not. Just because Kojima left the company doesn't mean, and we all love him and he was the creator, doesn't mean that I think that he is like this, yeah, like the guy's amazing. But my thing is like stop putting him on a pedestal in the sense that you will not buy the game if it comes out, if it's good or something like that. Just accept that they're moving on in separate ways and remove him from the factor. And move the fuck on, please, because this is ruining it. We accepted the series is never coming back. No. You're doing this. This is the problem. Maybe we could have even had something by now, you know, if we could have, you know, come to an agreement on this. But we accepted the series is never coming back. You're killing it. Don't do that. Ripping lines. All right, so now this is what I wanted to talk about. This is where we're starting to get to the real personal stuff, where it's obvious this person feels a certain way about the way things went down. Now it's revived, and so is Hayter. Although the folks over at Konami are seemingly taking the laziest route possible. Why does it seem that way? Is this because we got this? Are they saying this is why? My thing is like this means nothing. So what? I don't care about that. Like so what? It's a picture. If anything, yeah, it does look a bit better than the PS2. Like, I mean, come on. It was PlayStation 2. Are you kidding me? Calm down. Just calm down. Anyway. Ripping lines from the PlayStation 2 original. Jamming them into a modern-day PS5 remake. Doesn't sound like a good idea. And could feel jarring and out of place to the updated graphics. What the fuck? Ripping lines from the PlayStation could seem jarring to the graphics? The fuck are you talking about? No, you don't even see, now you know what the fuck you're talking about. Like, now you're just could seem look, man, you're just trying to fucking you are trying to shit on this before it even comes out, hoping that it does bad. That's just it. Like, stop doing this. Stop hoping things do bad just to pander to your fucking articles or something like that. And then here's hoping to actors at least get residuals once the remake. Yeah, I get it, but gosh, stop doing that. Because my thing is like, this could revive everything. I don't like that at all. I don't like that mindset that we just want to shit on this just because we think it's going to be this way or that way. Wait until it is, then shit on it. Because you shitting on it before, trying to make it that way, well, it might end up being that way, you know? It's like the people who roll out of bed every morning expecting to have a bad day, and then they have a bad day, and then they go, well, I wonder why I had a bad day. Fucking made it that way. It's the first installment when it comes to the narrative chronology, and the lack of a number in the title likely represents an aim to introduce this series to a whole new generation. Exactly. Instead of acknowledging, here it comes. Instead of acknowledging the potential archaic nature of the game, it's remaking and either rewriting or re-recording dialogue. Konami is simply using what it has. It could work. And Konami is well aware of the backlash it might face for messing with Konami's original work, so either it has decided against changing that what many consider a masterpiece, or required resources to archive such a thing just weren't worth the investment. Who's saying that, though? Like, you? My thing is, like, who's saying that? Like, this is conjecture, right? Neither outcome is ideal, and part of me fears that this remake will only serve as an inferior coat of paint without the blessing of its creator. Not to mention the subsequent remakes that could follow in Snake Eater's wake, all of which will share the same level design, same performances, and same disappointments. Listen, I don't care for the tone of this. This entire article just tries to literally make the game look like it's going to be a copy and paste, and then talks all like right in the middle. It's to the end. It starts talking all about how bad the drama is between Kojima and shit that happened a while back, shit that is done with, shit we are over with, and now you're bringing it back. You are creating this article and trying to bring all this drama back into it when it doesn't exist anymore, and this is literally just trying to bury something that it hasn't even come out yet. Come on, be reasonable. Be reasonable. You are looking at pictures. Now, if I see real gameplay that looks like shit, fine. But until then, I am really sick and tired of seeing this whole thing where all we get is like an article with some pictures and everybody's jumping to conclusions and giving their own personal opinions. Yeah, I don't know. That's the next article. So, like, my thing is, like, I don't know the gamer.com, you know. I don't know how reputable that is to begin with anyway, but my thing is, like, when I start to see halfway toward the end of the article, that's all we're talking about. Let's be honest. Most of your info about the game was probably here, right? That's it. Like, the rest of this, yeah, alright, so we have the info about the 1, 2, and 3 later in the year. That's pretty much it. Like, it's just giving you old knowledge and trying to stir up drama. This is the problem, guys. And then it puts a picture of David Hayter next to who he voiced, so that, to paint the idea in your head as you're looking at this, like, yeah, this guy. Like, you see the two of them together, and it gives you that psychological impact of, yeah, this guy, he voiced him. Yeah, I agree with him. Wow, look at that guy. I love that guy. David Hayter, he's awesome, and he is. But this is what it does. I hope you guys realize that. This is what it does. You see a picture, you see this, you see words attached to a picture, you agree with memes, you like memes. This is the psychological effect it has. You have already decided how you feel about this article just looking at this before you've read it. The article only confirms what you've already decided. That's why halfway through it starts slamming old shit to try to get you to like David Hayter. Now, I love David Hayter. He's a great guy. I'm just warning you and just flat out telling you this is what articles like this do. I don't like shit like this. It's like, stop doing this. Let's talk about the game. Like is anybody like we can make a whole article about where we're calling for petitions for David Hayter to come back. That'd be fine. But if we're talking about the game, like, it's obvious to me what they're doing. They're just trying to get you to agree with anything that they want to say in this article to get you to share the article. That's it. It's just all about sharing the article. So, just as long as you guys know that and understand that, like, this is the thumbnail, you know? So, that's how these things work. So anyway, guys, yeah, I don't know. Man, like, they just... YouTube's just, like, controlling chat today. Yeah, I don't know what it is, guys. I don't know why YouTube is trying to control chat, but it's weird. All right, guys. Well, I just wanted to give you my my opinions on this. You know, my thoughts on Metal Gear Solid, Snake Eater, and all that. I really hope this game's great. I'm looking forward to it. I don't think it's gonna be terrible. I really don't. I don't. I think it will be acceptable. I think that's what's going to happen. I think it's going to be acceptable. And I think they know that. I think they know they can't botch it, but they know they can't give like a stupendous performance or anything, you know? Because I don't think they are going to get David Hayter back. If they revoice David Hayter and we got new performances, this would cause everyone to buy the game, and immediately it would probably skyrocket to you know, getting a lot of people to jump on, wanting to back the game and stuff like that. It would have a big effect, and I think that's a much more positive way to talk about this instead of you know, just trying to slam the company that wants to bring it back, because I would love to be able to play Snake Eater as a remake. So thank you guys for watching. These are my feelings on this. I'm going to play this when it comes out. We are going to cover this. We are going to cover the Metal Gear Solid franchise. I'm really, really, really happy that we are getting this on Steam. I'm so excited. Thank you for not letting the fucking copyrights get in the way this time, guys. Thank you for letting me play this on Steam. I can't thank you enough, seriously. I really, really hope that nothing changes about that, because thank you for that. And we're probably going to get to some Hearthstone in a little bit. Maybe, we'll see. But thank you guys. And maybe we'll do more like this. We got to do more stuff like this, reacting, talking about stuff. But talk to you guys later. See you soon.